Abram Mthembu. This young gentleman wowed us at last year's dinner as we celebrated our 10th anniversary as the Eric Molobi Scholarship Programme. And tonight he is here. I'm not going to say more. He can come and just say it himself.
Firstly, let me extend my gratitude and thanks for the opportunity afforded to me to come and share my story with you. I would like to quote one lady who's one of the wisest, of whom I'm fond of. He uttered, and I quote, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams," close quote. In appreciation of the Eric Molobi's Scholarship Programme theme, I would like to say, yes, we can overcome poverty through education and believing in the beauty of our dreams. Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, and the house at large, let me extend my greetings to you all. My name is Abram Mthembu. I come from the Eastern Free State in Kwakwa. Before I can share a story of how I knew about Kagiso Development Trust, I think it would be befitting just to share a bit of a story, background of my upbringing. I am a third child of 15, of whom we only share a father with different mothers. My parents separated when I was still young, and I had to live with my father. I lived with my stepmoms. I'm not sure if it was 3 or 2. And I experienced a bit of mistreatment. And later, it culminated in a situation whereby I found myself at a very young age using bad substances, just trying to get out of the situation that I was, trying to get out of reality. My father is a mechanic. And then, petrol. And then I think it would just take me away from the reality. I think I was doing grade 2 or grade 3. And then later on, my mom came and he fetched me from Kwakwa to Velkom, where I lived with her and my siblings. It was the 3 of us, the siblings, my younger brother, sister, and myself, of which myself and my sister were still in primary. My mother was not working, and also my brother was not working and attending school at all. So at times I had to bunk school 2 to 3 days a week in an endeavor attempt to try to bring something at home. I would go and sell potatoes and tomatoes, these veggies. The person that I worked for, he would usually pay me 20 cents per packet that I have sold. That wasn't much, but at the end of the day, it managed to make ends meet at the end of the day, because it would buy electricity, buy a small mealie. In Sesotho, we call it Musamo wa Tsotsi, and also the tomatoes that I would get from work. As I progressed in life, and I think I reached grade 9, then I took a decision to say if I pass grade 9, I think I would go the FET route, because trying to go doing grade 12 and going to varsity is going to waste time for me, because at that point in time, I was facing poverty at first hand, because my parent was not working, and I would do garden jobs just to try and sustain us. Then I moved back to Kwakwa, where I was hopeful that my father would assist me financially to go through the FETs and do my engineering there, so that at least within these 3 years that I would have done grade 10, 11, and 12, at least I would have gotten N6 and tried to go and work. Things didn't work out because he had some financial problems, and then I had to go to Matabo Secondary School that is based in Lusaka, Kwakwa, to do my grade 10, 11, and 12. And this is where I first knew about Kagiso Development Trust. But I think back then it was through Beyers Node programs, because I participated in some of the school competition, debate, and also there were extra classes that were offered there, mathematics and physical sciences. I managed to do well and passed my matric, obviously with flying colors. And then I was offered an opportunity to be absorbed as one of the beneficiaries of the Eric Molobi Scholarship. I studied at Central University of Technology, where I did electrical engineering, in National Diploma in Electrical Engineering. I think I did not only benefit from the program myself as an individual, but my family also benefited long before I graduated and got employed. Because I learned that there were two options when I was offered the bursary, that you can get meal allowances, where you can be given cash straight, or they can put the money into the school and then you will swipe. And I opted for the first option. The reason being is that the 1.5 that I would get, at least I would share it between 3 families. I would send 500 to my father, I would send 500 to my mom, and I would live off with 500. In that way, at least there was a sustainability of grocery, because now there wasn't any Abram that's going to sell potatoes and tomatoes, because I had progressed and I didn't see any of my siblings doing exactly that. I studied in 2012 and finished my theoretical part in 2014. I struggled for about 6 months in an attempt to find experiential training towards obtaining my national diploma. In 2015, I got an opportunity at a consulting engineering firm in Witbank, which is Caliber Consulting Engineers, where I was taken in as a technician in training. With hard work, dedication, and the efforts that I was putting in, I think I accelerated my career growth, because within that year, I was promoted 4 times, from being a junior technician to being a technician and to also becoming a project engineer. And then I was also offered an opportunity. I think I was thrown into the deep end, because I got an opportunity to run big project. I've done a project in Mpumalanga, the biggest prison in Mpumalanga, Babatin, where we're the consulting engineers, a principal agent in mechanical and electrical. And I think it was at that point I was a project engineer for a person who came to learn for that whole year. Already I was given roles of responsibilities. And then in 2016, as I've learned the work, I decided, before I decided opening a company, I always wanted to assist where possible, because I knew and I felt the pain of sitting home for the whole 6 months, trying to work odd jobs. Because while I was struggling for the 6 months where I couldn't get in-service training, I worked at the cash and carry. I had S4, but the situation was not allowing me to say I did go to varsity, I passed with distinction, and I had S4. So now I can start demanding work that would suit me. I used to work at cash and carry. I used to do odd jobs, digging holes for one company, an electrical company. So I made it my point to say that I wouldn't want to see another person going through that, whilst they know me and the skills that I have acquired throughout the experience that I have and what they have taught me. So I absorbed, I think it was 3 students, the Eric Molobi Scholarship recipient, while I was still working at the consulting engineering firm, of whom I wanted to groom and also transfer the skills that I have gained. I think one of them is here, and she graduated recently. Zanele, if you can just stand up. Towards the end of 2016, I decided to register my company, which is Mvelazi Engineering Services, to offer consulting engineering services and also electrical contracting services. And then in 2017, I got a small project in Bloemfontein. I think it was about 12 flats where I was refurbishing them, renovation, doing everything, the lighting, wiring and stuff. And then I also managed to pull through one of Kagiso Trust students by the name of Molajani Bitumelo, but he's not here. He managed to get a scholarship through Department of Education. He's now studying in Russia. Currently, Velas Engineering Services is hosting 5 of the Eric Molobi Scholarship Programme recipients that are doing mechanical engineering and electrical engineering through the associations and partnerships which I have formed throughout while I was still working. There are companies that I've met whom will also be providing platform. It is not only going to be in Velas, but it's going to be a holistic approach whereby they will be taken to workshops. I do not have a workshop, but through my association, there's someone who's willing to transfer the skills that he has in a workshop place. And 3 of whom will be placed in Taung, Northwest, which is one of the projects that we are currently running there. In closing, I would just like to quote one of, I think it was one of the best men that I even revere today. And I quote, "If you think you can, and if you think you cannot, you are actually right." Close quote. I would like to say, yes, I can. Thank you.